So this time last year, the woman who launched this show and stood at the helm for more than a decade bid farewell to New Day to start a new chapter of her life. It was also a new chapter in my life as she handed over the reins, and I became your host. Literally overnight, my life changed for the better because of you and this show. And Margaret has been behind the scenes supporting us all along the way. She's always been there to give incredible advice, to help our producers gain perspective, and they're always there with a positive attitude and a word of encouragement. And while Margaret may be gone from our everyday, she's never forgotten. And since we're reaching the year anniversary of when she said farewell, we wanted to check in and see how she's doing. So last time I talked to you, you just basically were getting settled in the new house in North Carolina. I look behind you, it looks beautiful now. How's everything going? How's retirement treating you?
Retirement is a lot like recess, I find. I'm doing things like shooting baskets and riding my bike and eating popsicles on the porch. So it's a lot of that. I have a new gig. I'll talk to you about that in a bit, but really cool. And it's nice since we're kind of coming out of the pandemic. It feels like life is getting back to some kind of normal.
I feel like that should be a slogan. You should like trademark that. Retirement is like recess.
Done properly, it should be like third grade recess.
So what is the best thing and the worst thing about retirement other than the popsicles being the best thing?
Well, as I think I've said before, we moved out to the East Coast to take care of some family matters. And so that was really kind of dictating time and where we were and why we're here and all of that. That's gotten pretty much handled. So it feels like we're just now kind of going into that period of time where we can, dream a little bigger. Still not time to go overseas yet, but North Carolina, much like Washington State, has a beautiful coast and it has mountains as well. So we've enjoyed the beach quite a lot. Just beautiful beaches, warm enough water to get in and swim and do all of that. Not quite like the West Coast, obviously, but there are tons of waterfalls and hiking trails and lots of people out there. And I've become a real waterfall nut and have enjoyed hiking around, seeing the waterfalls. And some of them are very historic. I saw the one that was in, what's the
Last of the Mohicans.
Last of the Mohicans. Yes, I saw that waterfall.
That's pretty cool. I lived in North Carolina too for a while and I never saw those waterfalls. Man, I love it there. It's a beautiful state. The people are wonderful. What is your favorite beach?
Oh, I think Emerald Isle was my favorite one of all. Not terribly crowded, really, really soft sand. I like to walk on the beach just for miles and miles. I'm a wanderer. That was a great place to go. Now, don't get me wrong. My hope is that we'll be back in Seattle in the PNW, all of that sort of thing in the not terribly distant future. But this is not a bad place to set up camp for a while.
Absolutely. I'm so glad to hear that you're coming back. Any new hobbies other than the waterfalls?
I've been doing, I think, pretty much the things everybody else has been doing, trying to cook, trying to read, trying to learn things. I took a college course. But the big thing that I'm doing that's brand new is I'm working with a startup company, a new company called Mentorcam. And it's built for people to be able to get mentors at a really reasonable price point so that they can afford to get consultants. You know how there used to be people in the broadcast industry that help coach you and help you develop. That kind of thing isn't really so present and available anymore. So I hope to work with young professionals who are trying to get into the broadcast business or who are trying to grow their careers, people who are being interviewed maybe for the first time or they've done it a lot of times, want to get better at it, that kind of thing.
I love that. And I actually, before we let you go today, I do have a question for you. So, obviously we're going to have guests back soon on the couch.
Oh, you have new pillows.
Oh, you like the pillow?
Looks great, Amity.
Well, I have nothing to do with it, but I think so too. And I'll say though that I had never really, I filled in on the show once before you left, but I had no idea just how close the guests sit. I mean, seriously, we're like knee to knee.
Yes.
Do you have any advice other than make sure I have some breath mints in?
No, that is surprising, isn't it? Because it's a 90-degree angle. And I remember sitting down and being kind of knee to knee, especially with tall people, and you feel a little odd. But it's so good to be able to see the person you're talking to and to gauge their reactions and to kind of, tune into them, which is so hard to do, I think, over Zoom, or at least I find it hard to do. I just love looking to somebody's face and being eye to eye with them. So I think you'll enjoy that, not to mention that you'll have more company and can say hello and goodbye to people and get a picture and do all that kind of stuff. So I think you're going to have a lot of fun. And I'm really just so grateful that we're at a place where that can be done again.
When we don't have cooking segments on Zoom, I'll be delighted. Those are the hardest because you can't even smell or taste the food.
If you can't taste the food at the end, I mean, what is the point?
Same goes with the cocktail segments.
Well, that's just cruel if you're doing a cocktail segment and you can't taste at the end.
Exactly.
That's some crazy talk.
All right. Well, before I let you go, one more question. Is there anything you miss about television other than this incredible crew?
Obviously, our little pod. I still consider myself there, even though I'm not. But yeah, the team, I miss the team. And every now and then it's the weirdest thing. I'll be walking around listening to the news, like maybe taking a walk outside, and I hear somebody and I think, I would like to interview them. And then I think, I'm not going to get to interview them. So I may just start going up to people on the street randomly and subjecting them to questioning.
I hope she films it when she does. It was so great checking in with Margaret. And if you want to learn more about her mentor program, we've got all that info on our website.